Now then, people, I thought I'd do a quick video in support of Sean, who was arrested in Leeds at his home address by police. I'm going to share the video on this video. What they did, they were jumping all over his head and dragging him about and shouting abuse of it, kneeling on his neck and throwing punches in at him and everything while he was on the floor and screaming abuse at him. Uh, then they arrested him, said it was for in connection with firearms. Arrested him, took him to Ellen Road, kept him for 6 hours, and then found out that he wasn't out to do with it anyway. Arrested proper man and threw him out. But the point is, these police are from West Yorkshire, at worst in country. We've been saying this right from beginning. I've lost count how many times I've been assaulted by these West Yorkshire police myself. And in my opinion, West Yorkshire police, worst in country. As you know, we're auditing all over the country doing this, so I can judge on what I've seen, and West Yorkshire police are far worse. They're too quick to throw punches in and arrest people for naught and set them up. I've got extensive prison record through West Yorkshire police setting me up for one crime or another. And it just ain't on. I saw Society X's video on Ellen Road, supporting family and calling for people. If you can get to Ellen Road Police Station, please go in and make a complaint against these officers. Without any shadow of a doubt, officers like that need to be sacked. This is why I got into this. Live Free inspired me, and Master himself, Marty Blackburn. Marty Blackburn is the main man in this. He's managing director of Pinnack Movement, which stands for Photography is Not a Crime. But enough said about that. And back to these officers. The abuse on it is clear to see, as you'll see yourself. And these people are supposed to be running the country. How the hell can we rely on these people? There is no confidence in the police, no matter where you go in the country. It's not just West Yorkshire police, it's the police all over the country. They all follow each other. They all pee in the same pot. Like I say, they've been setting me up all my life. I've wasted most of my life behind door. Although I don't regret my life. It's like I've said, the crimes I committed were to put food in his mouths. I'm not proud of it. I'm not ashamed of it. But like I said, them police that when they arrested Sean and jumped all over him like that, a young man, big hefty police, they'll have done untold damage. He'll have nightmares later on in life about that. I know he'll have a laugh about it now, maybe. But it's not laughable, is it? You've just got to laugh it off, haven't you? But like I say, I think everybody that is passing Ellen Road, if you just like to nip in and put a complaint in against these officers, they need sacking. They're in straight breach of their own codes of practice. There's no way they're trained to do that. I could understand if he were Mike Tyson and he was resisting. But he's not, was he? You know what I mean? I'm not putting the lad down, not by any means. But what I'm saying is, these were big hefty police. And they're jumping all over him and throwing punches and shouting abuse. And where's that in codes of practice? Well, I'm not just going to make this video about this. I thought I'd add to this by telling a few more tales from prison. And I thought I'd talk about Lancaster. HMP Lancaster, the castle. Well, the Lancaster prison, what is now known as the Farms, that is where Lancaster's actual dairy farm used to be. I worked on that on end of my sentence. I was actually in kitchens and they took me out at kitchens and put me on gardens to finish off. I liked it in kitchens. SO, you could butter him up. You could butter SO up and he'd get steak on for lads, steak supper. A lad called Taffy Evans, what butcher, he could butter Mr. Parkinson up. Mr. Parkinson liked Taffy. He didn't like him one day though, because what he did, he was butchering pigs. And he cut the ears off and left skin attaching ears. Then he put it over his head and pulled it all down so it was down on round and ears were stuck out like that. And then Mr. Parkinson and the rest of us were on baker's table, rolling bread buns. Taffy comes walking in. And Mr. Parkinson had his back to Taffy at the time. So Taffy's walking up towards him and he's bobbing like this. And ears are actually going like this, wafting away. All lads just bust out laughing. The other kitchen screw, Mr. Edge, he didn't know what to do. He just stood there and looked, he didn't know what to say. Mr. Parkinson turned round and just looked at Taffy. And he went, "You better get back in there and get on with what you're supposed to be doing. And you might be lucky if I don't sack you and you're still down here at tea time. So I suggest you get in there and get on with your job." Well, our kitchen just erupted. They were all bust out laughing and everything. We all started saying then once Mr. Parkinson had calmed down a bit, we kept coming and we kept saying, "Come on, Mr. P. You must be able to see funny side in that. You know Taff don't mean no, don't you?" Because we didn't want him to get sacked. And then the what kitchen rooftop protest. Wow, that were mad. That's the only time I've known any inmates work nights, I think. Lancaster kitchen. And what happened was, there were a lad down the block. I can't remember his name or all like that. Memory's not what it's supposed to be these days. But it was that block, and at the time they were doing some repairs in somewhere else in prison. So they'd put a couple of pallets of breeze blocks in block exercise yard, one on top of other. Now, kitchen were like an extension part. It wasn't a proper castle part of building. So that bit was actually a low roof. So this lad comes out on exercise, saw 2 piles of pallets, so his opportunity just went bumming straight up onto the pallets, straight up onto the kitchen roof. Straight away he started throwing all tiles at screws and everything, so screws backed off. He started ripping all the roof off and throwing it into the kitchen and throwing it up at screws and everything. He couldn't be seen from anywhere. It's one of the highest walls in Britain, that Lancaster, old Lancaster Castle. And it were haunted. Well, still is haunted, they say. So anyway, it's going on like this all night. Luckily, we'd had teas and supper. No, I can't have been. You know, what am I talking about? Yeah, we'd had tea, because it were night time. It got on. We'd had tea, and that were it. They must have not had a chance to give him exercise earlier on, or they thought to give him a bit extra and let him out at tea time-ish. That's when he got on roof. So it's been on, and it's got to about 11, 12 o'clock at night. And Screws had been out all night trying to talk him down, and he wasn't having it. So Mr. Parkinson went out. Good old Mr. P. So Mr. P shouted up to him and asked him if he... because he was screaming for a cig. And Mr. Parkinson said, "If I let you have a cig, are you going to come down so we can get this kitchen cleaned out and get breakfast on? Because these lads are not going to like you in the morning if there's no breakfast on for them." It wasn't actually bad food at Lancaster as well. I would say that though, wouldn't I? Because I cooked it. I helped cook it. I were not fryers. So anyway, lad agreed, so Mr. Parkinson threw him a can of pop up and put him a single cig lit in an empty box and threw that up. So kids smoked it, and we were all there watching him through pad windows, wondering if he were going to stick to it. And he did, he come down. So next thing, Mr. Parkinson turned up into kitchen lad's dorm, because we were in a big dorm, and got half of us and took us down kitchens to work through night. So we worked through night cleaning kitchen out, and then we got a big massive breakfast and that, all trade up and everything. And then we went back to the dorm, and lads that had got up ready to go to work, they went to work, and we went in and had us breakfasts and that, got us heads down. He made us go back to work afternoon as well, Mr. P. 1:30, made us go back to work as well. That's what he was like. He told us when he was banging us up at breakfast as well, get your heads down because you're back at work after dinner. We didn't think you would, but you did. So anyway, once we'd done all that, it worked out all right. And then they put me on farm, as I've said, which were a dairy. No, it wasn't, just bred cows, that were it. The bred cows. They had a few big bulls and everything. And we were like digging drains all over. So I reckon that all that draining, we're getting ready for prison moving there, me. We were actually laying drainage for that. Slave labouring on it. But they said Lancaster were haunted. I never heard no. And I was there 2.5 years. Other people claimed to, but we all put it down to them trying to work the ticket. I don't know why people didn't seem to like Lancaster, but I can really, because if you want on a good job like kitchens or something like that, or on works where you got to go all over the place, or out on farm, rest at shops, well, noddy shops and sewing machine shops and stuff like that, like rest at nicks all over the place, and laundry and all crap, cleaners and that. Cleaners jobs are all right. I've done loads of cleaners jobs in all other nicks all over the country, like I've said. But after I left Camp Lancaster, I got another sentence and I got sent to Preston. In fact, I think it was my first sentence at Preston. And I went on painters. We needed some sugar. So I got boss to take me down because I'd heard Mr. Parkinson were in kitchen. And I went and stung him for some sugar. He remembered me and everything, he was buzzing. How? Because we got sugar. I got a massive bag. Yeah, he went, get in there, Taylor, and get some sugar then. And can't have you drinking tea with no sugar. And he used to make it out like he'd suggested it, but we'd blagged him. That was another good nick, Preston. But I think I'm going to call it quits for this video, because the main point of this video was to mention that lad at Leeds that got wrongfully arrested. So it's wrongful arrest, and it's an unlawful arrest because they've breached pace. Codes of practice, not pace. Where they've arrested him. So I'd like to finish off by saying it'd be good if as many people could get into Ellen Road and put a complaint in against them police. And I'd also like to use this opportunity to shout out a new auditor on the block, Gypsy Auditor. And as I predict, he's going to be big. He's going to be really big. And I think I see in his stories what people see in my stories. Truth. That's why our stories are good, because they're the truth. They're part of our life. And that's why I do this. I am getting back onto my audits. First one I'm going to do in honour of my old mate, Sean Newbound. So, big respect, Gypsy Auditor, big respect Society X for being there on that protest for that family. Big respect to you, Society X. Good video. Keep it going, mate. respect everybody else.